Cancel.
Schweezy.
How are there people who are illiterate in modern day first world countries? Most of these countries have mandatory education. Even if you didn't learn how to read there somehow, wouldn't you either teach yourself or honestly just figure it out from simple exposure? Things like spelled out brand names like Target or Walmart, memes with auditory and written captions, texting speech to text software, subtitles, etc. are all over the place. I feel like you'd have to have no excuse for being illiterate unless you have had a learning disorder or something. There's also libraries with everything from baby books to epics to almost every community. Okay, so we're not talking about with anyone with a learning disability. We're just going to start off there. And I'm not going to take that heat, okay? That's what we're not talking about any of those people. I've worked some customer service jobs, and I can tell you, it's surprising. You hear about like the stats on how many people are illiterate, and you're like, that can't be true. And then you talk to a lot of people, especially who work jobs that don't require you to know how to read. You'd be surprised, and so I think the real problem could be now people who are smarter than me. Well, which is going to be very hard to find. So people who are smarter than me, ... in this field of research. That's how we fix the sentence. Could easily tell you a lot of times the No Child Left Behind is a big thing that they just kept pushing kids forward because they didn't want anyone left behind, and like. You just kept moving forward and you didn't have to learn how to read. So it's a very odd situation. And it's really funny because I think about, like my mom teaches first grade, and the requirements for first grade, they have to teach kids how to read. And so you think all these kids finish knowing how to read. My mom, I think she was telling me that she recommends they be held back, but I think it's up to the parents in the end of it or whatever, if they move forward and shit like that. So that's also a problem. So parents could just be like, we want our child to not be held back. So we're going to move him forward another year. So that's a problem too. And I just think of how many first grade teachers let a student through who now gets their vaccine research from Facebook and other stupid websites. They barely know how to read, even form a sentence. I saw a guy, I guess it was like just some Tennessee article, and he just wrote some utter fucking nonsense sentence that looks bad. And like my friend commented, hello, if I was a fifth grade teacher and I had a student write that sentence, I would tell that kid's parents to highly consider having that kid held back because they clearly have not grasped reading. And like that was funny. And I'm like, we just allow these people to go on Facebook. Like we're allowing these people into our world who don't know how to read, and how people are getting around it. Yeah, like everything's pictures. Like, you don't know how to read the word stop, but you can recognize what a stop sign is. That's the whole purpose of like a lot of signs, is that you like that means that's a stop sign. That means you stop. If it's red, like it's easy, red versus colors is so much easier. So when you see red, you know stop. Green means go. And they're also like, I think those are also color proof or colorblind proof, whatever. So it doesn't matter. At least you'll see the light, whatever, even if you're colorblind. So that's something else as well. There's a lot of reasons, but yeah, you could easily just get around not knowing how to read. Like, you should probably, like, to me, like, because at some point when you know how to read, it becomes second nature to you. Then you realize some people just didn't learn that, and they're just going through their lives, and it's crazy that they're letting these people graduate high school. Sometimes they even get to college for like a year. It's fucking crazy. That shit is insane. I will tell you, insane. Hey, you just finished one of the many, many highlights from Cancel Schweezy. We got plenty more on the channel, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, and if you like what you just watched, go ahead and smash that like button as well. Go subscribe for more so we can teach you how to be a better human in our world. So yeah, stay awesome.